The KENOBI Disney Plus series is coming out in about 7 days, and I figured it's as good a time as any to take a look at the top 10 best LEGO Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi sets. The eligible sets for this will be sets with an Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure, or sets that are obviously deeply tied to Obi-Wan Kenobi, even though they don't include his minifig. Now, there will be multiple LEGO Star Wars sets for the KENOBI Disney Plus series, however, as of the recording of this video, they haven't been revealed, so they won't be included in the list. Starting with number 10, we have set 75169 from 2017, the Duel on Naboo, a beautiful playset that of course includes an Episode 1 Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure. He looks pretty young here. It also includes the Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul to perfectly complement him, and this set is also the only build ever of this scene from Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, where Qui-Gon Jinn meets his maker thanks to Darth Maul. My favorite aspect of the set by far is the feature where you can have a character fall down inside of the shaft, and then because Darth Maul does come back to life, obviously, it's kind of an interesting play on that where you can pop figures out from inside of the shaft, and it's really, I think, supposed to be kind of like Obi-Wan jumping up and over to get Darth Maul, but it works both ways. At number 9, we have ObiWans Jedi Interceptor. It is the better of the two ObiWans Jedi Interceptors. However, I don't believe this is a better set. We'll talk more about that when we get to the other set with an ObiWans Jedi Interceptor. This, of course, has an Episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure. He has the microphone attachment printed onto his head. I always really love the look of Obi-Wan when he has the dark tan legs, by the way. Let me know your favorite Obi-Wan look down in the comments section below, but I think for a LEGO figure, the dark tan legs on Kenobi just look fantastic. We've also got his R4 astromech droid, and like I said, the build for the Interceptor is just outstanding. It's just one of the most fantastic combinations of plastic you could get at a $25 price point in 2016. Next up from 2018, we have the Imperial Landing Craft, a $90 set back in its day, and its Obi-Wan connection is the old Ben Kenobi minifigure there front and center. The rest of the set, though, is what really makes this one special, and it includes two fantastic sand troopers, but the Imperial Landing Craft itself really shows what LEGO Star Wars designers are capable of. I mean, this model is practically perfection. It's a beautiful set, really clean, but it still has some studs on there to give it that LEGO connection. I'm just a big fan of this one. At number 7 is a set that I think was overpriced when it was released. The 9494 Anakins Jedi Interceptor retailed for $40, and in my opinion, that's just too much for this set. Now, perhaps the justification for that money was the minifigures. You got Anakin, R2-D2, a security battle droid, Nute Gunray, and of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi in his Episode 3 attire, so he gets those beautiful dark tan legs. Now, unfortunately, this isn't peak Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure. It's 2012, and he didn't even have leg printing. But what's really cool about this set, it's one of only 2 times that LEGO has created the Mustafar platform and lava bucket carrying droid or whatever he is, that Anakin and Obi-Wan, of course, jump on during the duel on Mustafar. So I think that makes this set really special with that Obi-Wan connection. Moving on to number 6, speaking of the platform and lava bucket droid, we have a couple of versions in the Duel on Mustafar from 2020 that I think are worse than what we saw in the Anakins Jedi Interceptor, but I still think at its retail price, half that of the set we just looked at, this is just a better set for people to pick up for display. You had this awesome looking Mustafar area. Obviously, it's not this super accurate representation of the battle, but it's got the coloring to it, it's got the big beam there that can move up and down, and of course your minifigs with Mustafar Anakin and Mustafar Obi-Wan just perfect in this set. At number 5, perhaps a surprise to some, the 2011 $140 Millennium Falcon. It does include an old Ben Kenobi minifigure alongside 5 others. It allows you, I suppose, to recreate the Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan Death Star duel. A set that surprisingly doesn't exist, otherwise it might have made this list, but this Millennium Falcon is just peak LEGO Star Wars Millennium Falcon playset in my opinion. I mean, there have been some better versions that have come along, I suppose, but I still look at this one as far as the classic original trilogy Millennium Falcon goes as just perfection. I love the way this looks, and it gives me mad nostalgic vibes nowadays. Moving on to number 4 from 2017, a $100 set, ObiWan's Jedi Starfighter with hyperdrive ring. The Jedi Starfighter itself is a near perfect model, and it does have the small area for R4's head to be popped on if you want him to be on top of the Starfighter. Plus, you of course can fit Obi-Wan Kenobi in the cockpit just beautifully. It's a great looking ship. Plus, kind of as a pure bonus to me, we have the Boba Fett and Jango Fett minifigures in this set with Obi-Wan's hyperdrive ring. That's sweet. And the hyperdrive ring is fantastic looking. Not only is it a super accurate, super detailed version of the hyperdrive ring, it has the best functionality that you could ask for. It basically has a trigger system where you can pull the trigger by holding it like you would hold a blaster, and when you pull the trigger, it moves back the pieces that allow you to release the Obi-Wan Starfighter if it's placed within the hyperdrive ring, and it also opens up enough space to place in Obi-Wan Starfighter if it's not already in the hyperdrive ring. Just a fantastic 10 out of 10 LEGO Star Wars playset from 2017, even if it felt a little expensive at the time. Speaking of great playsets, this is perhaps the greatest ship combination set ever, and it's the third best LEGO Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi tied-in set, in my opinion. It has the Episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure. Not the hottest Episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure, as it was 2005. His hair is completely flat. The print is relatively bland. Not a lot going on there. The same can be said for Anakin Skywalker, who looks a little hilarious with that hairpiece now that I think about it. And you don't even get the full astromech droids. It's just their heads in this set. But I think just getting the combination of 5 ships in one set makes this set legendary. Perhaps I'm letting the value of this thing modern day play a little bit too much into its placement on this list. Maybe it's not as good of a set as the other ones, but just when I put this list together, I couldn't find myself putting this set any lower. I just find it to be one of the coolest LEGO Star Wars Episode 3 sets, and there is always this allure to it, including the red Obi-Wan Starfighter, because they just didn't release that set on its own for a long time after this. So for me, for a long time, it was just this really special thing. At number 2, I kind of had to make a decision. It was either number 3 and number 2 were both going to be Republic Gunships, or I could lump them both into the same spot, and that's what I did. Look, these sets are both great, and I do think that the 2013 version is a little bit better, but like they're essentially the same set, and I just didn't want to talk about the gunship twice. So the Republic Gunships are going to take spot number 2 here on the top 11, top 10 Obi-Wan Kenobi sets. The 2008 gunship included the Clone Wars version of Obi-Wan Kenobi for a $120 retail price, and they kept that same $120 retail price in 2013 when they re-released it with a much better looking model, much stronger model. Really, just the design of it really improved, and you got the Episode 2 version of Obi-Wan Kenobi alongside a different cast and crew of characters in this set, and 2 super battle droids, which are currently MIA in LEGO Star Wars. And that brings us to the number 1 Obi-Wan Kenobi LEGO Star Wars set ever released, and that is the Mos Eisley Cantina. Old Ben takes the cake. You would think be a prequel set. In my opinion, this is the best set with Obi-Wan Kenobi in it. Of course, Obi-Wan is a real big part of this Mos Eisley Cantina scene, so it doesn't feel like a cop-out for me to pick this set, even though there's a lot more than just Obi-Wan included here. And that's what really makes this set great, quite obviously. I mean, the Cantina is such a faithful recreation of what you see in the film. You get the dewback, you get an extra land speeder, the Ubrikian 9000 or whatever it is, the extra side building, which just, it feels so unnecessary but adds so much to the experience to me. So yeah, this set just absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best LEGO Star Wars sets ever. I think most people that have been collecting LEGO Star Wars the past couple years either have this or have it at the top of their wish list. So I think for good reason this one makes it to number 1 on the list. Now there are tons of other LEGO Star Wars sets with Obi-Wan Kenobi in it that are great, like the Death Stars, like the 2014 Mos Eisley Cantina, the speeder bike with sidecar, the UCS ObiWans Jedi Interceptor, and specifically with the UCS ObiWans Jedi Interceptor, the reason it didn't crack the top 10 is because it didn't have an Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure. I feel like that's an incomplete set, and I felt like the other sets just kind of outmatched it. But let me know down in the comment section below your favorite LEGO Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi tied-in sets. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and you can check out more LEGO Star Wars videos on the end screen now.